UFC Apex as we get ready for arguably one of, if not the biggest, most anticipated UFC fights of all time. John Jones, after many years, is getting back in the octagon. Speaking of many years, we have a guest coming on now. It's been many years since I last spoke to our first guest. This
And we've just given him the worst chair to sit on.
No. We didn't. That's
We're going to blame the UFC for that.
Absolutely.
The standard of chairs.
Absolutely. We could have put them up on those big chairs, whatever they wanted us to do. Well, let's get right to it. Let's welcome back to the program. Like I said, I think it was in Atlanta, Jalin. You were last on. Jalin Turner, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Not too bad. Just the beginning. I always ask this, just the beginning of fight week. What's it like for you? Do you try to keep them all the same? Do you try to mix it up a little? Or do you try to ignore it and just get through it?
I try to ignore it and just get through it, man. Every fight week is different.
Listen, because this is a busy day, lots of media, everyone pulling you in different directions. But one thing I have to ask you, I actually saw you for the very first time live at 266. I think it was, and you submitted, was it Medici or Medici? I don't know how to say his name. And I was like, and we went to the post-fight press conference and got to know you a little bit. Is it true that you grew up arachnophobic? Is that true, or is that like a Wikipedia nonsense thing?
I didn't grow up arachnophobic. I grew into being arachnophobic. So when I was a kid, I used to love spiders and tarantulas, right?
Right, okay.
And then I started hanging out with some friends that hated spiders. I hung out with them for years. They were my best friends. And I got to a point where I hated spiders too for some reason. I couldn't even kill one if it was in the house. And I was like, what the heck? I've never been like this. And it tripped me out. And I was like, I got to do something to fix this. So I started trying to just be around them a little bit more and just ease myself into it again. And I bought one as a pet, and then it kind of creeps me out. And I was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna just do it.
I'm not really big. I know I should be on social media. I mean, I know I have an Instagram, and I know I tend not to go to it.
And an OnlyFans.
But no, I don't have that
That's
yet.
a whole other story.
I don't have that. But I did see a video of yours the other day. It's like my favorite video. I guess you were feeding one of your pets.
Oh, which one?
Yeah, that's right. So real patiently, you stuck the little piece of food in and bam, pounce on it. It was awesome.
Yeah, everybody loves those videos, man.
Yeah, listen, so we'll get to MMA. I just thought, we just never know how long we've got you before you get pulled off to another interview. I thought I have to ask you that question. It was bugging me all week. So listen, you have, I believe, 10 of your 13 wins in this sport, 10 have come in the first round. Is that something, and by the way, the other 3 came in the second round. Is it something that you actively, when you put together a training camp, is it something that you actively think about, I want to finish this early? Or is it just your style just means that fights tend to finish early? Is it something that you think about, or is it just something that happens?
I don't think about it at all. It's just my style. I feel like I started to study people a lot more, and it helped me open up opportunities to finish them, based off their tendencies and what they do that I can improvise on and hurt them with, So that's how it is. I don't want to go to the judges, nobody wants to see that. Everybody wants to see a finisher,
Exactly.
Now, probably the stupidest question you're going to hear today, and it's going to come from me right now. Sometimes is that disappointing? You end the fight so quickly, and it's awesome, and the feeling's great, and you're like, I just did 3 months of camp, and I won this fight in 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
The only time I ever really felt like that was my last fight when I fought Brad. I just feel like he didn't want to fight, in a sense, he was something was off with him, and and he ended up posting about it after he fought Moicano, he had his spark wasn't there, so I sensed it, so that's the only time that I kind of took away the joy of my victory, but nonetheless, I'm Henry's the same way either way. But besides that, I get in and out. I don't want to be in there.
Have you ever felt that way yourself as you get in a fight and you have to basically fight through that feeling because your job's to compete and you feel a little off yourself?
I've felt that way before. I've fought at times where I thought I was going to lose. I fought at times I thought I was going to win. I lost. It's just you just never know how it's going to play out. You just gotta keep your mindset strong. I just learned everything about this sport is so mental. It's 80% mental. You can put as much work in as you can, But if your mind's not there, you're not gonna get your hand raised.
Who is it? I know you don't know a whole lot about American sports, but I think it was Yogi Berra or one of those famous New York Yankees.
That's a cartoon, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, it's 80% mental and 40% physical. So I know that doesn't work out, right?
No, not a math scholar, obviously. But listen, so you being, is it right? You're 6'3".
Yeah.
So I'm 6'3" and I'm 310 pounds. At 6'3", and you're obviously in much better shape than me, thankfully, for what you do as a profession. Is it hard now? Is it hard to make this weight? And do you kind of have aspirations? Because you're a big guy, your body can grow and into whatever you kind of want it to be, I suppose. But first of all, is the weight issue, is it hard to get down to the weight? And do you kind of have aspirations of once you've done your job in this division to sort of step up and move up? Is that something that would be natural to you, do you think?
It's not hard. I've been fighting a lightweight my entire career. I even fought at 145. Everybody calls me a fucking weight bully. I'm like, what's a weight?
He said trucking. He said trucking. You forgot you were supposed to let him know it's real radio. FCC, his address is. But he said trucking. I heard trucking.
Everybody calls me a weight bully. I'm like, I'm not a weight bully. I'll walk around lighter than most lightweights anyway. I would move up, like if I, clean out the division and, there's a test for me to become a double champ, I'd do it.
Yeah. I mean, do you think, looking at the fight a few weeks ago with Volkanovski and Makhachev, did you see anything in Makhachev? Did you see any gaps in his game? No, listen, you win this fight, you fly up the rankings. I believe you'd probably go to 7. Is that right? If you win this fight,
I believe so.
All of a sudden you're in an eliminator fight. You're in there. You're an exciting guy. People want to watch you fight. We're in the entertainment business at the end of the day. Did you see any gaps in his performance and go, I think I can cause that man incredible problems? Not overlooking where you are this weekend, of course, but down the line, I've heard a lot of people kind of saying, I've seen some gaps.
Yeah, definitely.
But you're not going to tell us, is basically what he's saying. Okay.
So let's talk about this Saturday. Let's talk about your opponent. First and foremost, when there's an opponent change, and again, this will be your second stupidest question from today. Is that an advantage, not a disadvantage? Because you've mentally prepared for somebody, you're towards the end of it, and it kind of freshens it up that now you have to almost restart.
I never thought of it that way, but yes, that's actually
That's a mic.
That's a mic drop.
Yeah, actually, because when I was getting ready for Dan, I was kind of like, all right, I'm getting ready for Dan. Like, I'm a bit more confident, and then I get this just drastic switch, and I'm like, all right, now I got to ramp it up again, And I'm like, all right, now we got to work on this, we got to work on that. Now I got to tailor-make extra things in my camp, and yeah, it boosted me a lot more, actually. So, yeah, I didn't think of it. I like that.
Well, I've always thought of that because I know how long I've never done a fight camp. And this is what I've told a few people, and my wife thinks this is morbid and funny at the same time. My next weight cut will be my cremation. I'm just saying. So I don't really get the whole fight camp thing. But, I would think after your, day in and day out and, the old Rockies and, Mr. T's photos on the mirror and you're looking at it, that gets old. And so if you get to change it, it's like, yeah, I now have 2 weeks to
Mr. T.
Well, it's Rocky. You know me and Rocky.
I know. There's people that I love that. It's such an old kind of fashion analogy. I absolutely love it because I used to have a picture of him on my wall.
Did you have a picture of Dan on the wall?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, maybe that would have fallen right into it. So give me your thoughts on the new opponent.
He higher ranked opponent, higher grappling accolades, different, just completely different style. And, it's a typical striker versus grappler match for me. And, I'm hyped for it. I'm excited for the challenge. I've worked on my grappling a lot. I feel like my grappling has excelled a lot more. And, I feel like I can nullify his grappling offense enough to light him up on the feet.
Do you ever get caught up in George Gagel, a very good friend of mine, way before your time, fought in the UFC, like an 842-degree black belt, but he would never go to the ground. And he would always try to stand because he wanted to prove something. And then he would lose the fight. He'd talk to me in the back and be all upset. Sorry, I let you down. I'm like, no, just do what you're best at. Do you ever get caught in that, in trying to fight the other guy's game and beat him at his best instead of fighting your best?
No, I do that. I train that way. So I train to to the accolade of, oh, okay, I want to be the best at grappling, wrestling, or whatever. So be it. Whatever my weakness is, or my weak point is, I want to be so well versed that I get to the point that I'm better than most people at that. But when it comes fight time, you know, it's like, all right, I have to work towards my skill set, my accolades, and what I'm best at. So I don't mix the two.
What can the fans look forward to when you get back in the octagon on Saturday?
They're gonna look forward to me having an exciting fight and finishing.
And listen, Sunday morning, the fight's over. They've won the fight, hopefully.
Pizza.
What
It's
do
always
you eat?
pizza.
What do you do? Like, people always ask, they always kind of go, you spend all this time training and honing yourself to these elite level athletes. What do you do on Sunday? Is there a meal? Do you stay in training? Do you constantly just stay healthy, or do you just think, I'm just going to eat a burger, or I'm going to have some a pizza, or I'm going to have a few beers? What is it you do?
I'm eating.
Eating.
I'm eating
Everything?
all day.
All day.
I'm eating all day for the next 3 weeks. I'm eating food. Whatever the heck.
That's me every day. That's my daily life. Before we let you go, give me an interesting fact on a Torrentian.
Dang, how interesting. Shoot, I don't know.
Well, you know, I believe that you're the only person to ever do the weigh-in. Did you weigh in with one on you? There you go. So there you go. I mean, I
Jab
think
on a leash?
I had it in my hand.
he's lost it. He actually brought one in. We can't find it right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, Steve will look. Jalin, thank you very much for your time. We're going to get your address. We're going to send you a care package from Make Man Strong, as well as a box of salsa from Bruce Smoked Salsa, so you'll be able to load up on chips and salsa after the victory on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I love that.
Let's go to a break. Coming to you live from the Apex. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Stem Cell.
Yeah, if you don't mind, your
Good
name.
stuff. You did the show in Atlanta
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 years ago.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, long time
Dang,
ago.
that was a while ago. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Time flies.
Heck yeah.
Your name, address, and then
Put your address down
shirt
too. We'll
size.
send you.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. That's one of my huge pet peeves. You know, it's like they go, like, there's 2 people here. You know, you both deserve. Salsa's awesome too.
I can do some salsa.
We're live.
Huh?
We're live.
Oh, I'm there. He said trucking.
I'm bad.
That's all right.
This is okay here.
Did you put your shirts up?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
pleasure, mate. Best of luck Saturday. Give them out.
Always.
Always.
Sweet.
Thanks.
Home.
Thank you.
It's funny because that fight in Atlanta, I had torn meniscus. So I ended up losing it. And I'm like, that was the biggest reason why. So now, knees are good, grappling's good. Try to take me down, you know, I'm going to be able to defend, get back up. And I was going to show you how that fight was supposed to go.
Right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you. Enjoyed it. Thanks.
Pleasure,
a lot.
pal. All the best. Look after yourself. Thanks, lads. He's a nice lad.
Very much.
Great lad. I saw him, like I said, when you couldn't come and I got the seats, literally on the front row. 266, he came in and he choked him.
Is that what I had?
I think it was. And you said to me, can you go? And who's your friend? Ron.
Yeah,
Ron.
The
Lovely
G
Ron.
man.
Yeah, lovely Ron said, come in and sit with me. And we were literally on the front row.
And he's never on the floor.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
And
you're,
then
you're first one.
I was
You're on
like,
the floor.
this is great. He won with the choke.
I forgot we're live.
He won with the choke. It was amazing. Who's next?
Daughtry at the bottom of the hour.
Oh, great. Okay.
So we'll have 10 minutes. Matt's
Great.
back there.
Yeah, he's a lovely lad.
Yeah, very
Great
cool.
lad. He came across really well when we saw him at the press conference at 266.
All right, I was waiting to see if Matt was going to bring us back. Matt, what'd you do? Forget? What did he say? All right, the heck with it. All right, so I know you want to get into a couple things before our next guest.
Yeah.
Sunday was a pretty interesting boxing event.
It's not a boxing event. I'm not having it as a boxing event.
What was it?
It was an exhibition YouTube nonsense thing. I can't have it as a boxing event. I mean, I just can't. I'm too much of a purist. I can't have that.
It was I don't want to even say the word enjoyable because it really wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't very good.
No, it was dreadful.
I still big ups for Jake Paul.
Okay.
I want to know why they put a mic in front of Logan Paul, but they didn't go over to Tyson Fury.
Well, see that then again we get into it. We're in a game of respect, whether it's boxing or MMA. When you lose respect for the sport and you lose respect, I mean, at the end of the day, there's two guys in there, like it or dislike it, whose aim is to hurt each other, and anything can happen. And unfortunately, we've seen people get really hurt. And when you turn it into a carnival,
right,
by giving a microphone
to
someone else, all of a sudden you cross over. And I understand the entertainment aspect of it, and the two boys are exceptionally good at it. I can't fault them there. But I feel that's disrespectful, especially when you're in such a dangerous situation. That's why I don't like governing bodies and the people in Saudi Arabia, whoever the commissions are, for even allowing that. I think that is disgusting when you're talking about people's lives and health.
Right. First off. Right. No, I definitely agree with you on that. I did like, which isn't like me, the respect factor after.
Sure.
Typically my comment always is, if you really dislike each other,
yeah,
I want you to dislike each other after. I want you to still respect what you just went through.
Mm-hmm.
They both had the basketballs to get in there and do it. And they both got bloodied up, the blah, 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 blah. But you can still hate each other after. But they showed a lot of sportsmanship, in my opinion, after that fight.
I think that's, and I think the majority of the time you see that. And I think that's a good measure of someone's character. Because I think only those that have ever stepped in an octagon or stepped in a ring will know how difficult that is.
We're on the left coast. I know the news was supposed to be breaking.
Yeah.
So David Feldman was breaking some news on another outlet or whatever, which I already knew.
Yeah.
I love and I hate, they're like, hey, let me tell you something, but you can't say anything. And I never do. I'll never do that. But Dave Feldman will be on in the second hour to talk about some announcements that he just made.
Very cool.
For some upcoming fights.
Amazing.
Which will be, when it's announced, very interesting.
Yes, indeed.
I think people will definitely look forward to that. What I'm looking forward to the most right now, why I flew all the way out here, other than seeing you and your wife.
Very kind.
The return of John Jones.
Yes.
Saturday night.
This has been so long in the making. And I think a lot of people wish that, Francis hadn't left in the way that he had decided to leave. But listen, Cyril Gane is an incredible athlete. And I've just bumped into him on the way through to the media room here.
Did you bump into him or did he bump into you?
Well, no, it's a funny story because I went to the bathroom and as I went through, he was running and flexing because they're doing the photographs. And he said, hey, I went, hey, brother. And he went, hey, we just shared a nice little moment. I went to the restroom, came back from the restroom. And as I came back from the restroom, I bumped into him, we fist bumped, and I said, best of luck on Saturday. And he looked at me and he went, I'm glad I'm not fighting you. To which I went, well, that's marvellous. And I kind of ran off thinking, well, that feeling is very, very mutual, let me tell you. But a lovely fellow. Listen, the argument of who's the greatest of all time, we get into for hours, no doubt. But you would definitely have to say that John Jones is in that conversation. And to have him back, I think he's brilliant for the sport. And I think these two guys, these two Goliaths with their skill sets are going to provide one hell of a main event.
I will say this, that you have to always be careful what you say.
Yeah.
Things can come back And unfortunately, things are now coming back on people that they said in high school, that they said in junior high school.
Sure.
So you have to be careful. And I've always tried to be careful of what I said. I remember, and I've seen this post as well, when John Jones made comments about Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
And that you are not the champ because you didn't beat me.
Yeah.
And now Nagano has come out and said, what's good for the goose?
Yeah. I think the difference is that he left. And I think the minute you leave, that's... I don't know if I buy that, to be very honest with you. We all know why Francis left, financial. And you wish him well. He's another nice guy, and you hope that he makes what he wants to make and what he feels he deserves. But, you're talking about John Jones here. You're talking about, like I said, arguably the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. So him coming back and winning this against someone like Cyril Gane, this is his first fight in, 2 years? 3 years. And he's coming back and fighting Cyril Gane. He isn't coming back and fighting someone at rank number 10 and 11 just to get his thing. He's going straight in to face an absolute killer.
So I'm learning how to do all this Zoom stuff. And when I did all the Zoom press conferences with the Bucks, they would always tell you have to raise your hand so that you could be called upon. So Matt has raised his hand on the Zoom call.
Matt.
So
Speak away, Matt.
That's how you're starting? You didn't have a comment or question, anything? No. If I do it, I'm going to do it with a trained professional who knows what he's doing. Or knows what they are doing, not he. I don't want to get in trouble there. Have zero interest in allowing you to do any of that stuff. But thanks for the comment. How do I turn him off? I'm turning you off. Your hand is now down. Your question is now over. We need to hit this break because when we come back, Chris Daughtry stopping by via the telly. We'll be right back. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Summit. She's at 11:45. Is that okay? Okay. Well, no, I have somebody calling in.
Oh, okay.
Or I definitely would do that.
Okay. No worries.
10 minutes. Is that cool? Okay. I have a feeling this is right. Hopefully she speaks English.
What's his name?
Translate. Okay, we are back coming to you live from the Apex Center as we get ready for the return of John Jones, UFC 258. Coming up now, this will be probably my second favorite chat in my 39-plus career years of being on the radio. Coming just behind the first time this guest was on, which was probably my greatest chat of all time. Let's welcome back to the program, Chris Daughtry. Chris, how are you?
That was. But by the way, I should tell you, it's 285, not 58.
Did I say 58?
Yeah, that's just.
I'm dyslexic.
That's probably just age.
Yeah,
Don't worry about
no,
that.
let me write that down. So when I get to redo that whole thing that I just did,
Yeah, we should try again.
I told you kind of off the air the story, and we'll probably touch base on it either with the guest or after. And I don't know how much he heard of that, so I got to go through that whole, which I'm happy to do.
Yeah, I know.
Because this truly is something really, really important to me.
Yeah. I know.
I'll try not to tear up. What's up with snow out here and rain?
So I got to the gym at 6 a.m. this morning, expecting bright sunshine, and it was snowing. It was actually snowing and sleeting in Las Vegas. I didn't move to the desert for this nonsense, but I went nonetheless. And I'm now sore.
I drove by the gym.
Well, there you go. Well, it's a step. It's a step in the right direction. It's definitely a step in the right direction. But you know, we are here. It is freezing cold. All the fighters are all wrapped up. They're all running around the building, which is really funny because for those folk that have never been here, and I imagine there's probably a lot of people who've never been to the Apex, you have offices, you have media rooms, you have the guys and girls that make all the videos, you have the health room, and then you have the photographers, and all you can see is fighters running around the building to stay warm. It's a very bizarre seeing all these heroes and all these elite fighters running around and stretching just to stay warm because it's actually absolutely freezing here.
Let me explain to people who know anything about me how cold it is here. So we walked outside of our hotel. There is a gas station across the street, and I thought a McDonald's across the street. So we walk out. We figure, we'll just go grab a quick Egg McMuffin or whatever and then head over to the Apex. We walk outside. It's cold. It's drizzling. We walk to the gas station. We see that the McDonald's is 4 blocks, maybe. I spent $35 at the buffet back inside the hotel.
You could have started your own fight camp. You could have listened to Matt's advice and started your own fight camp right there, and then just take a gentle stroll up in the.
Don't play into his hand like that.
I'm just trying to get free pizza when I come to Florida in April.
Well, that's already said. I told you. Everything is, we'll have them open everything up. We'll hit the fishing. You just have to stay awake for it.
I'm looking forward to that.
Limo will pick you up. The bow fishing. Everything will be done perfectly.
I'm going to try and lose some weight before I hit Florida on tour. Incidentally, I'm going to use this gap in our schedule to tell everybody that we're my group, the Tenors of Rock, we're no longer together, but we've set up a brand new show called Rebels, a big classic rock concert, and we're out on the road, and we're coming to your neck of the woods. We're coming to Hudson, Florida, to the Suncoast Theatre, April 7th and 8th. So please get your tickets. It's going to be great fun. We've got the whole team coming down. If you like classic rock and you like it, you like 300-pound men in kilts, please.
Don't sit in the front row. I'm just telling you. I'm warning you now.
Don't sit in the front row or don't wear your glasses, either way.
And I will tell you this, you never know what's ever going to happen when you come and see and you call them boys, when the boys perform. Because I experienced my very first earthquake watching you guys.
Oh, wow, I can't remember you. That's so bizarre. We were literally just talking about that. I can't remember that you were there.
Yeah,
of course.
My wife, my daughter, and I.
We were on stage, yes.
And we're like, what? And we were sitting right below all the lights.
Yeah.
And the lights were shaking like, I don't know, there was an earthquake.
That was very bizarre. 2 or 3 years ago. And we were at Planet Hollywood. We were doing our show at Planet Hollywood. Yeah, in the middle of we do Desperado by the Eagles. We did a big harmony version of that. And we started shaking, and I thought I was having a stroke or something. And then I looked around, and all the boys are looking very worried. And the next thing you know, all the lighting rigs and the speakers, everything starts to shake. That was one of the most bizarre nights of my entire life. I can't believe I didn't remember that you were there. Because you drive home and all your equilibrium. It's my first earthquake. We're British. We don't get anything fun like that. And I say fun, Christ, it's not fun at all. But we don't get anything like that back at home. So coming here, I think California got hit by an earthquake, and we got this huge aftershock, and they evacuated the floor and all this kind of stuff. And we just carried on with this.
All right, he's raising his hand again. What do you want?
Was that aimed at me?
Yeah, you want to know how you're going to get in shape on the road.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm pretty good. So some of the boys just drink Fireball and hope for the best. I'm of a size where I just need to stay in shape. It's good for my mental health, so I'm pretty good. I'll find a gym. I'll go running. I'll go and hit a bag or something like that. If we can. It's kind of hard sometimes. You're stuck on a tour bus for 2 or 3 days at a time. And
Is that the only stop in Florida?
yes.
So you're going to be on
At
a
the
tour
moment.
bus only in Hudson,
We're
Florida.
we're just flying in for the Florida dates.
Okay,
So
all right.
fortunately, we'll fly in, do the dates, and then fly back to Vegas. But yeah, no, I'm pretty good. The thing you got to try and avoid is all of the things that taste wonderful. You know, just avoid the sweets and the crisps and the candies. And
I have to avoid the stuff that tastes awful too.
But I'm looking forward to a slice of pizza, Matt. Bless you, mate. Very kind. I'm looking forward to it.
I don't know what this "we" stuff means. All of a sudden, Matt thinks we're French.
I love it. I love it.
Hey, it is what it is. So 285. Do what? See, that's the reason why I don't bring you to the Apex. Okay, all right. Put your hand down. Put your hand down. So, like I said earlier, what's about to happen will probably be my second favorite chat since I've been on the air I started in 1985, and it's only second because this is this guest's second time on the show. His first time on is the highlight of my career. Let's welcome back to the program, Chris Daughtry. Chris, how are you? Honestly, I talk to a lot of cool people, but I don't know if you remember, and when I was telling Jimmy when he first got here, Jimmy's a rock and roller here in Vegas, and I told him the story and I told him about the song "Gone Too Soon" and what it means to me personally because of my grandson, and like I said then and like I say now, I've had presidents on, and having you on in the highlight of my career, honestly, has been when I was able to tell you what that song meant to me. But you are coming. Well, we're doing great. We're out here in Vegas. I'll be flying home Sunday because the person that I can't wait to see sings this Sunday and this Monday at Epcot. Talk about heading out there to the Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. It still is.
It's still freezing.
I want to talk to you about separate ways, but I'm curious: are you able to walk around Epcot? Are you able to go and we were talking food and weight cuts, and are you able to hit up some of the foods, or when you're on tour, you go do your thing and then back in the hotel and wait for the next night? Okay. You mentioned that you will be performing Separate Ways to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Separate Ways. You joined forces with your friend Lizzie Hale. Talk about that. Talk about that performance. And what I'm curious about, and I've never asked Jimmy's from Tenors of Rock out here in Vegas, what it's like when you go and do a cover of such an iconic song like Separate Ways.
Hey Chris, this is Jimmy here. Big fan, brother. I only hey. So Randy told me. So normally when we do this, we only obviously we're at the Apex. We're talking about the fights and stuff, and that's kind of our thing. And then he mentioned that you were coming on, and I was like, oh my god, I've got to leave this town. So being from Britain, obviously, I don't know how much you guys have done over the years over in Britain, but obviously you made your name over here. But I was like, I have leave this town on my phone, and it was like it's on my like my gym kind of like playlist, you know. So what I meant to say is what I meant to say is a great song, and I play that on repeat all the time. So I'm a huge fan, bro. But listen, in my show we do kind of classic rock covers, and we just make them into different versions, big harmonies and all that kind of thing. And with you doing the Separate Ways thing, don't you think it's really cool that there's a generation of kids that have never heard these songs? And unfortunately, the bands are no longer playing these songs. That's why we set up our show 15 years ago. And it's such a cool thing that, you know, bands of your level are actually going and saying, listen, I'm going to do my own stuff, but I'm going to kind of pay homage, like I said, to one of the most iconic rock voices of all time, one of the greatest, arguably. It's an amazing thing. And does that kind of come into your mindset when you were choosing the songs, just because it's nice to kind of say, hey kids, listen to how cool music used to be as well, you know? Right. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. No, I'm with you, brother.
So, Chris, Sunday and Monday out there at the Epcot shows are at 5:15, 7, and 8:30. I'm curious, what goes into the selection? Do you mix it up? Do you have different songs on each set? So, am I sitting there for all three and not giving up my seat? No, no, I'm not saying that I'm going to be. I'm not saying I'd be bummed out. I'm just saying I'm sitting through all three sets. Curious. I'm curious. You said you were just out here in Vegas. We're broadcasting from the UFC Apex. Big UFC on Saturday, 285. Are you into MMA? Are you into the UFC? John Jones returns on Saturday. You tell me which fight, wherever it is that you want to go to. I'll get that set up with Dana White at the UFC. Also, let me know when you want to train. I'll get you some of the top fighters, trainers in the country, in the world, wherever you are, whatever city. If you want to do it while you're on the tour, I'll get that set up because you have to experience it at least one time. It's unbelievable. Well, we'll make sure that won't happen. I know that you've got plenty of things to do. I appreciate your time. I will be out at the Apex. I'm at the Apex now at Epcot. It's a strange old words. I'll be at Epcot on Monday to see your shows, and I'm really looking forward to it. Have a great time at Epcot, and enjoy the food. Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
You as well. Chris Daughtry returns to Florida Sunday and Monday. And I like that it's Sunday and Monday because some of us cheapskates have the annual pass, but we can't go on the weekends because it's cheaper.
How much is an annual pass?
Like $400.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but it's an hour and a half drive that takes 6 hours.
Right. Okay.
The drive is awful.
Okay.
It's absolutely awful. All right, let's go hit this real quick break. When we return, Amanda Ribas should be standing by, and we'll talk to her about her return to the Octagon on Saturday at UFC 285. We're coming to you live from the Apex. Chris Daughtry is going to Epcot. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Son.
We're still alive.
What's this then? You. Oh, what a version. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they sing.
Oh,
They
sing away.
That's the
How are you? How are you?
Jimmy.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Randy. This is Steve. Richard. Sorry about the delay.
No problem. No problem.
This is a short break.
Live radio. Yeah, that one right there. Live radio. So no bad one.
Oh my goodness. If I do bad words, my mom will kill me.
Apex Epcot. So how you doing?
What?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm good.
Good.
Yes, I'm feeling really good. I'm so excited to fight because my last fight didn't happen, so now.
Do all that training and then not fight?
Yes.
Do that weight cut and not fight?
The weight cut is the worst.
Well, I joke about it. I just did it with Jalin.
Mhm.
My next weight cut will be my cremation.
Ah!
Can you turn me? My mic doesn't. It keeps cutting in and out in my ears. 1, 2.
Better?
No. It comes in and out. As long as I'm being heard, it's fine. Well, that sounds very grand, doesn't it?
Now I understand why you're dancing.
All right, we are back coming to you live from Apex Epcot. As we get ready for UFC 285, let's welcome to the program Amanda Ribas. Amanda, how are you?
I'm good. It's nice to meet you guys. It's really good to be in here. When I walk in, you were dancing me. Yes, now I understand this song.
He's a rock and roller, so they both are. They're both rock and rollers. What's fight week like for you?
It's the best part for me because the training in the camp is so hard. So for me, when I came here to the fight week, oh my goodness, I try to enjoy everything. Until I am on diet and sometimes a little.
Until you're on what?
Diet.
What's that? Look at this.
Oh my God. I need to introduce you. My doctor, he will show you everything. But I try to enjoy everything. I love this.
This is the first time in a long time, as on Wednesday, it's fight week, it's weight cut. Amanda is so excited. I'm like, I want to fight.
I know.
And I don't want to fight, but I want to fight.
Is it you literally beam when you walked into you have a personality that just beams and you come across as such a happy person. Is it hard to go from being happy to then being a killer to then going back to being happy again? Is that a hard journey?
Or are you happy as you're a killer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's because I am killer somebody is good for me. It makes me happy. I'm joking, but do you know
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Do you know what is hard? Because sometimes the people expect me to be always happy.
Yeah.
But when I wake up, I'm not. I'm like, oh, hello, and me. Good morning. But these vibes I try to put in everything that I do. Because I believe this. If I came here, like, ooh, I want a chocolate, I want something. It's not to be good, not for me, not to everybody. And I truly believe the vibe that you put, come on, come back.
Yeah.
So
Before we go to Matt, now all of a sudden Matt's going to be Brazilian. I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah.
Can I bring you here every Wednesday? So as I'm interviewing fighters, fight week, we can have you here with us, and maybe it'll make them happy as well.
yes, what? Come on, guy. Let's work. Let's put the vibes.
Go ahead, Matt.
So I don't go to carnival a lot. It's crazy because I am Brazilian, but for me, carnival, I always training. So I don't watch. I just training and be with my family. Yeah, but I like it to know you were married with a Brazilian. Manda beijão pra ela, send the kisses to her. And it's good to know.
So do I. I send my kisses to her as well. I love Matt's wife and almost his two daughters. That's the whole reason I keep Matt around. Is just because of his family. Give me your thoughts on your opponent.
Yeah, my opponent, she is really strong. She is number 8 on the ranking. Changed it yesterday because I was number 15. Yes, and she is number 7. And yesterday I am without in the ranking flyweight, and she is number 8. So this make me more.
You're not happy anymore.
No. I am mad. I am more excited to do this fight.
I'm scared now because Matt has told me when a Brazilian woman is not happy.
Yes.
I am informed.
And he would know.
Yeah. So this makes me more. So, and her, like I'm talking about her now. She has a good hands and a really good on the ground too. She has a lot of titles in jiu-jitsu. So for me, this is the best part of her. But my best part is this fire in my heart. Because unfortunately, the last fight didn't happen, but I did all the camp, all the weight cut, and I did now again. And this make me more stronger with that. I want to fight.
See, that's why I don't do fight camps. Amanda went through a fight camp. She didn't fight. So why go through it?
Why go through it? That's it.
Right? It makes no sense. What is the craziest thing that's ever happened in the middle of a fight, whether it's to you or you did to the opponent? Anything crazy happen in the middle of a fight?
Let me think. One time, it was not in UFC. Yeah. The girl, she started to talk with me, and I mean, what she's doing? But just this, never. Let me see one. Just this. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. Hey, how you doing?
So listen. You grew up obviously from a very young age, grappling, judo. Obviously, I know your father played a big role in that kind of thing. What kind of age did you realize that you wanted to be a fighter? What age were you on the mat for the very first time? Because in Brazil, we all imagine that in Brazil, you get born, you get thrown on a mat. That's sort of how it works.
Or you're on a mat before you're born.
But what age did you think, I want to do this? I'm going to be good at this?
I did, I think, 2 times this on my heart. The first time when I was stopped to do jiu-jitsu, and I was feeling, no, I need to do again because all my friends are traveling. And then my dad started, oh, you need to do judo to do jiu-jitsu. So I feel in that fire to be a fighter. And then I stopped it after I did judo. And when I saw my friends training to do MMA amateur, when I were at the World Amateur fight was here, I won. And oh my goodness, I was training in Virginia. I find my purpose of my life in MMA that I can show to everybody whatever they live, whatever they're training, they can conquer the world. I feel that. It was after amateur.
Is it true that you actually wanted to be a dancer at some point?
I did.
Okay.
I did. But in this time, when I started to do jiu-jitsu, and before I started to do judo, I was 2 years just doing dance. I make a lot of presentation.
It helps though, right? The footwork, it helps. I used to dance, and I know I'm 300 pounds, but I used to dance years and years ago, and I used to box, and the dancing helped so much with the footwork and the balance. And
there is a days my dad put that 90-year song like Footloose for us to do like man.
I love it. Yeah.
I was going to say I'd like to see Jimmy dance, but I really don't want
Not now. Too old and fat.
I'd really pass. Do you collect anything? There's fans are collecting, whether it's autographs or jerseys, or where do you collect, whether it's MMA related or not?
I have my first glove MMA amateur. I have the bandage. I have my photos. I have in judo my credentials since my first one. Of other people, I don't have. I have mine. You believe that?
Just yours?
Yeah.
So, do you live in Brazil?
Mhm.
Just so happens the Scorpions are in Brazil. We may have to. Amanda's not going to know about the Scorpions because it's the 70s.
I know. My dad listen.
Well, we tour with the Scorpions. So we'll talk, and if we can kind of coordinate when the Scorpions are in Brazil, maybe we can set you and your dad.
Gente, I will love it. Really. Nossa, I will love it.
Steve and I are going to go see the Scorpions in Colombia on April 15th. I think they're in Brazil just before or just after. So we'll work out the details,
Yes,
and we'll definitely get you to that.
I will tell to my dad here.
There you go. That worked. What can the fans expect when you get in the octagon on Saturday?
Aggressivity, because I really want that win. So aggressivity, really, I train a lot to be more technical. So you be Amanda Ribas with fire in the eye.
I ask a lot of fighters this because of George Gazelle, who's a very close friend of mine. One of my proudest moments is when I wore one of his gis that he gave me when I trained jiu-jitsu in Rio. But he would always try to fight his opponent's style and not his style.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't go to the ground with his jiu-jitsu. Do you find that it's hard to do that? You want to beat the person at their game, or do you need to stick to a game plan and beat them at your game?
MMA is beautiful because of that. It's all martials together. So if I am good on the ground, why I would want to take a punch on my face? Of course I will. I do MMA, I do Muay Thai and kickboxing and everything. But if I know I am better on the ground, why I will just wait her to punch my face? Okay, you throw a little bit, but let's go.
I told George that after every fight. What are you doing? I want to beat him at hit. No, dummy. You're a 412-degree black belt. Take him to the ground, submit this guy, and let's move on. Amanda, thank you very much for your time. This was awesome. We're going to get some information from you so that we can I'm going to set this up. His closest friend is the drummer on the Scorpions, so we will definitely get this set up so you guys can go see him.
I really will appreciate that. What city will be? Do you know?
Do you know which
São Paulo.
Hey, no, it's just next to my city.
There you go. It's set. Now Mickey will be set. He'll have a fighter in the dressing room with him. He'll be protected. He can kick all the riffraff out. It'll be awesome. All right, let's go hit a top of the hour break. Amanda, thank you very much.
Thank you,
this is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone.
Yeah,
Amazing.
It will be awesome. My city is 3 hours from São Paulo with car.
Very good.
I can get you the date.
We're still alive, everybody.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if you can just put how to contact you, because we were going to set this up. We are going to make sure that you guys get to go to the concert. That's very awesome.
Well, normally we would send like some gear to you, but this one gentleman, he doesn't like to send stuff to South America. So anyways,
just how to contact you, whether it's an email address or whatever.
Steve, you do a pick of the three of us,
yeah.
if you don't mind. Just for the.
I have to, just because of how awesome and pleasant.
Oh, yeah.
My
favorite guest so far.
Okay, very good. Thanks. And also, Kiss is going to be there. Kiss, Scorpion.
So they're on the road with Kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking Purple. I want to come.
I just had Deep Purple.
We just went to Deep Purple last week.
Scorpions.
I left after
contacted
the
me
first
today.
one.
It's my birthday.
You don't like Deep Purple?
What day is your birthday?
It's today.
That's prog rocky, I suppose.
I'm sorry. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Amanda, could we do a
We're going to take a
photograph?
quick picture.
We'll do a little photo.
It's the only way they look good.
Yeah.
Got it.
Fabulous.
Make
Thank
sure
you.
that's good enough.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Best
Make
of luck.
sure it was good enough.
Obrigado.
Zoomed in.
De nada. Thank you.
Okay.
My letter is good. This is L.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Awesome. Best of luck,
Bye-bye.
darling.
Thank
Nice to
you.
see you.
Nice to see you too.
Christ, if only. It's amazing. Would at some point, maybe when they come back through Vegas, do you think would Mickey sign a drum skin?
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the problem. He just told me the other day. He's like, Steve, when are you coming? I already told him. I said Columbia, and he goes, "This is going to be my smallest year of touring ever." Like instead of for like the COVID,
Yeah.
they're only doing like April, May, June, a little bit of July, and it's done.
Really?
They're not coming here.
Right.
Not this year.
That's nuts, isn't it? No, but well, I'll get him at some point. I just because I love the Scorpions, but I was a huge Motorhead fan. I had like every Motorhead album. So, but I'd love to get a skin.
Yeah, that's a piece of cake.
I have a good friend of mine who's an even bigger fan that I would probably just say, listen, just do it for Sean, because he would be like, he would lose his mind. He saw Motorhead about 50 times. But yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, that would be that's going to be a gig. That's going to be a gig. The Scorpions and Kiss and Purple. He doesn't like Deep Purple. How can you not like Deep Purple?
I don't know.
I mean, who's Ian Gillan still fronting? And,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so who else? Does Steve Moore still play guitar for them?
No, he's
He gone now?
I've been to his house, and his wife, she's sick right now with cancer.
Right.
And Steve Morse is coming back eventually.
Right, okay.
I don't want to say,
Because I saw Purple when John Lord was still alive.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I saw it with John Lord, and we saw him in London with Ian Gillan, and Steve Morse was playing guitar, and it was just. And I've always been a fan of Steve Morse.
Yeah.
He's one of those great guys that's played with tons of people. Just a great player.
So lives near me, but Randy didn't stick it out long enough to see what you know these songs. Give him the name. And then Randy says, "Well, I don't know." But if he would just heard these songs,
Yeah.
But then I said, Randy, this band's going to be in Columbia. Oh, I'll just see him then. And he left.
I get that it's very prog rocky. Yeah. I get that it's a very different vibe to the Scorpions and Kiss, that kind of stuff. But I just, Highway Star's like the first thing. Whenever I get into, my car in the morning and it's sunny and I'm off, Highway Star's the first thing that goes on.
Right. Yeah, that's the first song they played.
It's that's like my go-to thing, But what time are we on? We're making good time.
That's like Deep Purple's Nicky's favorite band.
Yeah.
You like Deep Bass, yeah.
Oh yeah.
She is so pumped.
She's amazing. What a personality she is.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
I felt bad that I rushed watching her.
Yeah.
I mean, we're still live. Yeah. I don't want to stop.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm new at this, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to stop it. I stop it. It's a big process to start it over again. Sorry.
Don't say anything controversial. Yeah. No, he seemed like a really seemed like a lovely fella, yeah. I'd love to see them if they come through Vegas. I'm just going to see the gig.
So when do we have
We got 15 and then Feldman at 30. So we'll have the whole last half an hour in the first 10 minutes.
So somebody's coming in here soon.
Yeah, 15.
Okay.
There's somebody sitting out there, but I don't think it's for us.
Are we getting Tabatha Ricci?
Yeah.
Okay. Have I got time to go to the bathroom, or even if I don't, just scooch in? Oh my.
Okay. So we're back. It's just fine. Matt and I can do it.
That's cool.
All right, we are back coming to you live from the Apex. Matt's not raising his hand. Oh, no, his hand is raised. Your hand's raised. Why, for not talking? Well, until that happens, you don't talk about it. Yeah, I'm glad that he ran to the restroom and he didn't hear you call his kilt a skirt. Well, it wasn't a joke. It was disrespectful. Disrespectful. Yeah, is that next Saturday, right? Right. But that's just the party I'm going to. The exclusive Kevin Hazlett party is next Saturday. Well, Amanda, and I said her name wrong because in Brazil the R is not R. It's not. Right. Right. Well, but she was so happy that she's going to go backstage and hang out with Mickey D and the Scorpions in São Paulo. That. So that it what? What word? Give me a word. D. Whatever. You get dumber by the minute.
Okay. So you go into the fight?
Right. So which is it? Is it 2 million Rias or is it $2 million? Because there's a difference. Is 450. Okay. Hey, it's still a lot of money. Can I pay you to not show up at places? Okay. If I send you to Mexico, that's directly what I'm interested in. Did we talk Jake Paul yet? Did we start to talk Jake Paul yet? Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Don't be disrespectful. Jimmy is a purist. You're like, well, Jimmy says he's a purist. No, Jimmy is a purist. Don't get me beat up because of your stupidity. Yeah.
He's never going to beat me without a fight week or a fight camp.
Yeah. I don't think it put. Hold on a second. I don't think it's going to put more eyes on boxing. It put more eyes on Jake Paul. I don't necessarily think the people that were tuning in to watch Jake Paul fight whoever is now going to watch this Saturday's whoever's fighting. All right, hold on a second. Hold on. Jimmy's head's going to explode.
So the thing is, though, my argument is that Tommy Fury, even though coming through the lineage, didn't really have an amateur career. He's a reality TV star that had 6 professional fights against tomato cans, much the same as the Jake Paul thing. So I don't think it puts eyes on boxing. I respect the boy's ability to make money and sell a spectacle, but I don't know if it does anything for boxing. Like I said, I'm with Randy. I don't think people are going to leave that fight going into a like I said, you're thinking, hey, I'm going to download the Zone. I'll download ESPN so I can watch the box. I don't think that's going to happen. So
all right, I'm sure we're going to get into it some more over the next 45 minutes. But let's now welcome to the program Tabatha Ricci. Tabatha, how are you? Oh, sorry. Let's start. I'll go back and instrument play. How are you?
Yeah.
I'm in.
There we go.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you guys?
All right. Fight week. What's a fight week like for you?
Damn, I love fight week. I like the
What's wrong with you people?
Fight week's fun, We just have the time to enjoy everything that we work for it, It's our time, and we just have to enjoy the moment, get everything good out of. I love to hang out with the UFC stuff. I think everybody's super cool. I always miss the crowd here. And spend more time with my coaches, talk about good things, good energy, family environment, and I just use everything.
Do you try to do every fight week the same? Stay consistent, or do you try to change it up a little just to get through each day?
I usually do everything the same. We do try to have a little bit of fun here in Vegas because it's a cool town. So we try to do something cool on the Thursday, but we just try to keep everything.
I'm almost scared to ask. What's cool to you? I don't know. Run the mountains for 3 hours.
Cool, like the wake up for me is not the problem. So in the Thursday, just to get out of the zone, we just go watch a show, go around the strip, do something different than fighting.
Have I overused my weight cut joke?
Probably.
I'm going to do it one more time. My next weight cut will be my cremation.
So listen, before we go any further, where did Baby Shark come from? What's the origin of that?
We do have a coach at the gym. His name is James, and he always call me Baby Shark when I show up for training.
Okay.
Because I'm the smallest one in the gym, and I'm fighting all these guys, big guys, small guys, always going savage, full mode. So he always call me Baby Shark.
I love it.
So do you come out to the Baby Shark song?
Not this time. I did it last time.
Did you?
Remix. Yeah, I did it. We did a remix, but I'm not gonna this time.
My 2-year-old granddaughter will love you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So listen, last week, the Ryan Spann Nikita Krylov fight was called off. Literally, I believe as the production started. You've had that experience slightly when this fight was set up. Was it October last year? This was supposed to happen. When did you find out that fight was off, and how frustrating is it to tell people that don't have a fight career, they don't know what goes in mentally, physically, financially into a fight? How devastating is it, and how nice is it to now have the fight back on?
Well, it was in the morning, and a Friday morning, I was in the going to the elevator, and my manager called me and told me that the fight was not going to happen. So I just sit down and I started to crying. You know, it was super frustrating for me, sad, because I have everybody out there here with me, and it was a lot of work put on it. I was feeling like 100% ready or even more. And but it's nothing that I can control with. So I just took as a great experience that I have, and I'm only getting better. I think I just got better going to that fight, and of course I had some struggle financially, but I'm not fighting for the money, so that I just love to fight.
How does that phone call go? Does it go, Tabatha, sit down, I have something to tell you? Does it go, hey, I just sent a pizza to your hotel room?
It was kind of sad. He just said like, I'm sorry, but you know, Jessica was sick, and then the fight's not happening, so yeah.
All right, go hand raiser.
This was the trading, you know, no filter.
Brazilian.
Oh.
Nice. Oh, definitely real.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the most fun one in carnival times for sure. Yeah.
Right? Did I answer your question? He startled.
No, I think real is super fun. You know, there's the people like how say this feeling like how is this feeling?
Yeah.
How is it this feeling?
Oh, parade.
Yeah,
Okay.
the parade. You know, so it's beautiful. You know, I really like that in real.
Let's talk about Saturday. Give me your thoughts on your opponent.
I think Jessica, she's the OG in the division. She's very experienced. She fought for the belt. She fought big names, and I think she very well in all the martial arts, you know. But I think I'll be very good on the speed and the power, and I can go pressure in her. And I just respect her and honor to be sharing the cage with her. But now it's my time.
There's that word OG again.
OG.
Yeah.
OG.
Yeah.
Well, I got called that once, and I had no idea what it meant. Dana called me that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, what's OG mean? I don't know. What's a guilty pleasure? You know, like next week, you do whether it's a TV show, a food. You know, what's something that's like, oh, I can't wait to.
My mom and my grandma is here, so I cannot wait to spend time with them. Yeah.
Family time.
Yeah,
Is there something on Sunday? You've gone through the fight camp. You've gone through the fight.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you've had your hand raised. Is there something on Sunday that you think, oh my Lord, I can't wait to eat?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
There
you go.
What flavor?
Vanilla with cookies,
Oh, there we go.
caramels.
Pile it on.
Just put everything on it.
A lot of fighters come in here and they tell me that fight week they watch the Food Network.
Oh yeah.
Do you?
Sure.
How do you do that?
I love it. It makes me food. Yeah.
It makes me want to go to the refrigerator and eat. So I don't know how it does that for you
It
guys.
feels good for us. It feels so good. Yeah.
When the UFC came to Tampa, the voice in the sky, my co-host owns a pizzeria in town. So we brought pizza to the PR staff, and the fighters that were fighting would come through and they just open the box and smell it. I'm like, that would drive me crazy, but they're like, no, this is all I need is just to smell it.
Oh damn.
All right. What's the craziest, funniest, strangest thing that's ever happened in the middle of a fight?
In the middle of the fight? Oh, I don't think I had any strange thing happen in the middle of the fight.
I guess that's good.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
You know, we've heard all sorts of stories. People have, they talk back and forth. Somebody's literally quit in the middle of a fight. They're like, I've had enough. Stop.
No, I don't have those moments.
My favorite one, I don't remember who said it, was fighting Dennis Siever, who's from Germany. And the corner was talking in German. And so the fighter said for about 10 seconds, in the back of his brain, he's watching, what's the movie? Inglourious Bastard. which I've never seen. But he's like, in the middle of a fight, I'm throwing a punch and I can see this movie in my back of my brain. And it's like he had to snap out of it from listening. Can you hear crowds? Can you hear other voices other than your coaches and
I
corners?
just hear my coach. I don't hear the crowd, anything. It's just my coach voice on my back on my head and talk to me. And I'm just like the robot, you know, I'm just doing what they say. Exactly.
Do you pay attention? Can you listen to the other corner?
I can hear, but I'm not paying attention unless it's something like I'm when I use it, you know, like oh she's gonna throw a jab, like okay she's gonna throw a jab, you know, like if it's just like yelling like go I'm whatever.
How far ahead are you thinking? You know, you're now in the cage. Ding ding. We're starting. That's boxing. That's Rocky. Ding, ding. You know, the fight has started. Are you thinking? Are you just relaxed and you're just going with the flow?
I just let the flow of fighting go through my body. I don't think I did nothing. It's just automatic, you know, unless my coach is telling me to do something. And
so then which do you do? Do you listen to the coach or you do the
I listen to the coach. Yeah.
So that's why I block everybody out. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do.
And that's why you're not in the UFC.
Well, and that's why I don't even go to a gym, you know, either. Do you, yeah, exactly. I go to KFC, not UFC.
Oh, okay.
Do you collect anything at all, whether it's, you know, clothing or?
Yes, I do keep all my clothing and I do not wash it. I just put everything in a Ziploc with the date and the card and I save it. I don't know why yet, but I save it there.
Right. This is scary. The hands raised again back at the station. Go ahead, knucklehead. Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm. I do miss Brazil rice and beans for sure. Every day.
The thing that I remember when I went down to Rio when Anderson Silva fought Yushin Okami, my trainer was there, David Vieira, and I would go to his gym. And every night we went to a buffet. I loved it.
Every night.
That's the best part.
Yeah, that's
every
the best.
night.
All you can eat. Yeah, that's the best one.
And they had a pizza one, and they had a steak one. I want to move there just to eat.
Yeah.
I want to live on the street of these buffets.
We have everywhere in Brazil. All the corners. Yeah.
That's what I want to do. What can the fans expect to see when you get back in the octagon on Saturday?
A very aggressive and hunting, hungry baby shark coming out of.
Do you have a baby shark T-shirt? I know, not for the fight per se, but like at the gym or something like that. Do you have a baby shark shirt?
I have everything that you can imagine. Shark. Everything.
But can people purchase these?
Oh yeah, no, I do have. I have a merchandise on my website.
Okay, when we hit a break, I need all the info. I need to get my 2.5-year-old granddaughter a baby shark T-shirt.
I need a couple of those.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that.
No, I do have that.
Tabatha, thank you very much for your time. We're going to take your address. We're going to send you a care package from 8 Man Strong for coming on. And let's go hit a break. When we come back, more shenanigans and more useless knowledge from Matt. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Center.
Thank you, guys.
Fabulous.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Thanks. That was good stuff. If you will write down the address so we can know you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And the website, because I want to get a shirt for it. Because baby sharks are favorite song, of course.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It sticks on your head.
Yeah.
Everybody's singing around here. Yeah. When I go through, like, baby.
I want.
There was
3XL. I want one.
There was a question, and on some reality show, game show, it's how many times is Baby Shark said in the song? And they list like the 4 answers. I don't remember 4, 9, 12. I'm like, I don't know, 19? No, it's only like 4 times because it's Baby Shark and it's Mommy Shark and it's Daddy Shark and it's Grandpa Shark. And so Baby Shark's only said like 4 times in the song.
Never heard it.
We'll play it later.
I look forward to that.
She comes out, I want Baby Shark. I want Baby Shark. Coco Melon.
And then we're sending her shirt.
Yeah.
What's your shirt?
You have to go to my website.
Okay.
But what's
What's your shirt size? We're going to send you some stuff.
Or well, we don't.
Oh,
have
my
an address.
shirt size.
We don't have an address.
You have extra small?
Yeah.
Okay. 3X.
There's no. Awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you. That was
Thanks,
fantastic.
man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Have
of
fun
luck.
on Saturday.
Obrigado.
Obrigada.
So long. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See you later.
We're still alive.
So
Awesome. She's awesome.
yeah, good girl. What's the date again? April?
Huh?
For you and Hudson?
What's that saying?
When are you there? April what?
Oh, it is. I believe it's the 7th and 8th. 1 second. Come on, guys.
All right, we are back in July from the Apex Center as we get ready for UFC 285, correct?
85.
Not 258.
I hope so, after I made that proclamation, but I'm pretty sure it is.
And we're at the Apex, not Epcot.
Most certainly.
Okay.
Most certainly.
Just to get that right. All right, some news was broken not too long ago, like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So let's get the skinny on the scoop. And welcome back to the show, the president of BKFC, Dave Feldman. Dave, how are you? I can't wait. The audience can't wait. I know some names have been announced. So let's hear them.
We're going to have a opponent tomorrow. Steve Berea will take on Ben Rawlings. And then co-main event will be Eddie Alvarez versus Chad Mendes. Co-main event will be Mike Perry taking on the front. Both watch most of the events. 5-star.
Now, when you're saying most watched, are you talking about the press conference or the fight? I don't know how there can't be. I mean, again, some of those names, obviously Luke, obviously Mike, they can sell a pay-per-view, they can sell tickets, they can sell a press conference. Huge news. Of course, we'll hear more, like you just said, for Ben. But what a stacked card, and way to make me look bad. Last week I said, how do you top WrestleMania, Knucklemania, and then you make these announcements, which almost sounds like it's going to top last week. We saw Chad Mendes fight down in South Florida. We know what he can do. Eddie Alvarez, anybody who's ever followed his career out of our hometown of Philadelphia, you know what he can do. Luke Rockhold, we've seen this guy forever. And, of course, Mike Perry is Mike Perry. How did that whole go down, without, giving stuff that you can't give out? the Luke Rockhold, the Eddie Alvarez, they call you and you're like, yeah, absolutely.
We were trying to put together, actually, the first fight was going to be Mike Perry versus Eddie Alvarez. Chad Mendez got back to me and said he wanted to fight. And then we actually were talking to another big star, Cowboy. Cowboy with Mike Perry and Eddie Alvarez, Chad Mendez, and then, Cowboy had to do a movie, so he shouldn't have movie, but March and May. So he's not going to be able to do that. So Luke Rockhold was one of those guys that, we've been looking at since he walked out of the UFC roster. And I think it's great. He's tall, he's lean, he's a southpaw, he can punch, but you got Mike Perry, already done good times so far. He put all the
Talk about where you're at now with BKFC. We've been involved since day one in Wyoming, and as it continues to grow, we've talked about, what fighters you need, what fans you need, what you need involved. Now that the fights are top notch, the names that you're bringing in are top notch, but the homegrowns are becoming top notch as well. Talk about the explosion as it continues for BKFC.
We're getting a lot more coverage. We're getting more media. We're getting a lot more platforms they're talking to. A lot more mainstream sponsors that are and that's allowing us to bring these bigger names in and room these other PTSD guys on the undercard. Look, man, I want to thank all these guys who really did money and all these things with the platform deals with the sponsorship deals that allow us to be able to pay these guys the kind of money that they deserve. That's what we want to do. That's what we're goal.
Before I go to, there's a hand raised on our Google, which means Matt's back at the studio, and he's, I'm sure, going to have something stupid to talk about. As you continue to bring these names in that we all know about, we know that they're coming for numerous reasons, and money is one of them. And as the discussion of money continues, that's what we all work for. These names that continue to come to BKFC is proving that BKFC is here and BKFC is not going anywhere.
We're certainly not going anywhere. We're growing it. We took baby steps, we crawled, and we walked, and now we're running. I think it's a great time for us. It's a great time for the supporters there. There was one or two bare knuckle promotions in the world that did that make it huge. Now there's 67 bare knuckle promotions all over the world. So, we started something here in the United States, and it followed around the world. So it's just showing that this sport is something that the fans want to see, and the promotion is leading the way. And I love it. I love where we're at. We're further than I really thought we were going to be at this time. But we're at. We know that we got a lot more work to do, but we know that April 29th is going to be a huge day for the UFC. So along with that, my statement is I don't have a question. It goes back to you being a leader, and I remember Randy's favorite story of you is, in the very early beginning, if you're jumping up on the apron and yelling to the guys behind, you're passionate for the sport. But after last week in New Orleans, and Alan Belcher, and the hug after putting in the suit with the stage, I gotta say that it's your true passion that makes the sport what it is. And I love seeing you act like a kid in a candy store every time a fella just passed out. Thanks, man. I love the sport, and if we can put on those kind of fights where a fighter gets dropped twice, back up and knocks the guy out, no matter who he is, I'm going to be jumping in that ring saying, doing this for the fans. That's what it's all about. The fans need to really enjoy what they're seeing, and they are. And like I said, there's nothing more real than the best thing. I think it's the best on the planet. Bar none. A lot of great other promotions, a lot of great fighters, and other promotions. But I think we take the cake.
I know we always continue to say, get your tickets now, get your tickets now. Well, for Denver, get your tickets now. Where can people go? Where can they get them before this is sold out?
Just go to bkfc.com. We're going to be on the sign-up list. Unfortunately, the arena fumbled a little bit, but go to bkfc.com, sign up for tickets, save your spot in line. I believe it's going to sell out, within 2 days of going on sale. It's a big one for us. Like I said, happy about it. It's an awesome
Awesome. Dave, as always, thank you for your time. Thank you for the announcements. And thank you for what you do, in the combat sport of bare knuckle. Dave Feldman, ladies and gentlemen, your president of BKFC. Some good fights right there.
That's quite a lineup. I mean, if you'd have said 2 or 3 years ago that you would be talking about those names fighting in a bona fide, professionally run, very polished, bare knuckle promotion, I'd have been called mad. And now you're seeing former world champions. You're seeing the caliber of athlete is just going through the roof.
And all this does is help the promotion and help these younger fighters that maybe not get the odds. Kind of like what I was talking about with Jake Paul. You might not have seen some of these fighters that are on the undercard, but since you're going to go see Eddie Alvarez and Chad Mendez, you're going to see that fight. To me, is almost as big name-wise as what we just with Mike Richmond and Lorenzo Hunt a couple weeks ago, right, Matt? Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
he's from Brazil. He's from Paris. He's from Denver. He's from Indiana. Speaking of tickets, which will go on sale, Dave Feldman just said next week for Denver. When will tickets go on sale for your gigs down in Florida?
That's a lovely segue, by the way. That's a professional segue right there. Yes, we will be. We're back out on the road, so we're no longer called the Tenors of Rock due to reasons that my lawyer says I can't say on live radio. But our new show, Rebel, it's a cold classic rock experience, and we shall be coming to Hudson, Florida, the Suncoast Theatre there. I believe it's April the 7th and 8th. We have shows on both of the days, so I think one of them's nearly sold out. The other one's on the way, so come and see us. Big classic rock concert. You'll love it.
Anybody who knows me knows I don't blow smoke. I don't kiss butt. I don't. So I don't want it to sound like I'm kissing your butt right now. I think you and I have become friends and all that kind of stuff over the years. If I didn't enjoy your show, I wouldn't have seen it as many times as I've seen it.
Yeah.
I want people to come see this. It is a phenomenal show. A lot of times you go to a show, and I hope this doesn't come out as disrespectful, not towards you guys, I'm just in general. There's 4 or 5 singers, and there's 1 or 2 that's the stars of the show.
Yeah.
And then you have some backup singers. I've sat there numerous times going, who's the star of the show? Because you guys are all equally talented, Broadway performers. It's a phenomenal show, what I've seen in the past.
Yeah. I mean, it won't be anything like that now, because now I'm the star of the show, and the rest of the guys are totally inferior to me. But I can say that because I know they won't listen to us.
Well, I don't know if we know that for sure. We have producers now.
But bring it along. I'll plug it into an amp and see what happens.
What's your favorite song to sing? Is there a favorite?
Do you know what? We've done so many over the years, and like I said, for anyone who's never seen our show, we just take kind of classic rock songs, let's say from the late 60s through to the 90s, and just, we do our best to pay homage to the music and all that kind of stuff. But to be honest, I mean, I love Highway to Hell. It's usually how we close our show, and I have to sing it, which is terrible to do 90 minutes of rock singing and then close with Highway to Hell. But I like it because it's so simple, but yet it still has such a great effect. Musically, it's so simple, but it's so brilliant at the same time. Like most great songs are, so that's probably a favorite of mine.
When we asked Chris Daughtry when he was on in the first hour about the pressure of singing, a classic, a legendary song.
Yeah.
Is it the same, or do you feel that every song?
So when we set this thing up 13 years ago, before we ever had the residency in Vegas, my thought was that, as I was saying to Chris, there's this legacy of music, and it should be respected. And there's many generations that have never heard these songs. And thankful for shows like Glee, Stranger Things, they brought this whole genre back where we were talking about the Scorpions earlier. We're talking about some of these kids have never heard of these bands, and the songs stand the test of time. But I'll tell you a funny story. We played Hyde Park in London to 120,000 people about 8 or 9 years ago, and it was this amazing festival. And after the show, we sang our version of Desperado by the Eagles, which incidentally was the song that we were singing when we had the earthquake in Vegas, right? So we do the thing, and the way that the festival worked was you have to come off stage, and there'd be a load of people in the VIP area that would be there for photographs with all the famous people, not us. But they would, so we would walk past and we'd say hello to a few people. And this young girl, she's about 13, and she's there with her friend. And she said, "Oh my God, I really love the show." And I said, "Oh, my dad loves classic rock music. I listen to it." I was like, "Fantastic. Well, that's a good upbringing." And she said, "That slow song you sang in the middle, Desperado." She said, "Which one of you wrote that?" And we all just like fell apart laughing. And she said, "No, because it's such a beautiful song, and I'm learning music right now. It was so beautiful, the lyrics and everything." She said, "Which one of you wrote that?" And we had great pride in telling them who wrote it and who performed it and who made it popular. And then I love to think of her going home and buying Eagles albums and listening to it. And then that kind of enriches her musical kind of journey. That's all we want to do. We just want to pay homage to the people that wrote this stuff and kind of keep it alive. The more and more they don't tour, we'd like to just keep it going and show them that it's the greatest genre of music ever.
No, for sure. And hopefully Tabatha can help sell Baby Shark songs.
And then maybe we can do a collaboration. Maybe we'll do a rock.
How about
version.
You guys doing a rock version of Baby Shark?
Version of Baby Shark, and she can come into the ring in it. Fabulous.
And that means I would have to bring Nell to the show.
There
If
you
you're
go.
going to sing Baby Shark, we would definitely do it. All right, let's go hit our final break of the afternoon, coming to you live from the Apex, not Epcot. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Sound.
We're still live.
Do you want to go?
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Okay. I can either turn this off now.
Yeah, turn them off. That's fine.
So, Adam. So Adam's not playing the Strat, right?
No, well, he's
playing the Trop.
Right.
Okay. Because buddy of mine is the general manager at the Strat. So I was like, "Oh no, also I can sort the table out for Friday night." But then I realised it's